Hello, hello, hello. Grand Rising, and welcome to another broadcast of In the Circle Ministries. Well, I'm your host here, Rico Blakeney. This is our virtual YouTube ministry here, where we take our plural eyes and we make them singular. And we put things up under the microscope by doing that. And then once up under the microscope, the things are magnified and we see them for what they are. For the truth that it is, we govern our life accordingly. And allow the truth to be the light that lamps our feet, or lamps our pathway. I want to get on real day to keep you encouraged, and also to let you know not to lose focus on your walk in self-mastery. As I started on this walk here, there was a lot of things that I was learning and listening to other people and reading. And when I would read it was just like the Bible, listening to other people, I can hear them and their perspectives. What brought me to today's message. Whenever you're out to self-mastery, you're not out to control or to gain control over something and have power over it, to master it, to tell it to what to do and how to do. But in self-mastery, the spiritual walk is mastering that you're seeking after and allowing it to master you. And you become the thing that you're out, or the thing that you're searching for. So this is what self-mastery is: the evolution or the transformation from your previous consciousness to your new consciousness, and it transforming you, and then you have mastered it. And not to say that you have all information, all knowledge of it, but to master it is being on the start of it and becoming it. And as you become it, you become more and more like it. It's why I identify myself the way God has identified me through scriptures or whatever as God. I am a God just as well as Christ was a God. You are a God. You are made in the likeness and the image of that God, and that breath or that spirit of life is blown inside of each and every one of us. The Bible also tells you that God said He was write His laws on the inward heart of man, so there'd be no need for no man to teach no man about God. And we're in that time and have been in that time. But the main reason, as I said, I was getting on here to tell you stay encouraged and not to lose focus on your self-mastery. Because sometimes, as I say, as I listen to those other guys, I can hear some of their hatred, I can hear some of their prejudice, and I can hear a lot of their interpretations. So what you have to do out here in your self-mastery, as you learn, or what I had to do in my self-mastery, is to take the meat and spit out the bones. Meaning taking the truth that applies to me, or testing a thing to find out if it's truth. We must gain wisdom, and out of all our getting, we must get understanding. And you be receiving understanding until you have a overstanding of a thing. And this is where the mastery comes into, the overstanding. As long as you are under it, you're still going through the process of becoming it. So once you step out of religion, or you step out of whatever it is that you come up in, and traditionally, don't hate those that gave it to you. Don't hate the religion for se, because at that point in time it was a truth to you. Now that it's not a truth to you, I'm gonna say don't hate or despise it, because you will hate and despise a piece of yourself, and it's gonna be hard to get good growth. So take it as a learning curve. If you're gonna dislike something, dislike the fact that you took someone else's opinion and someone else's indoctrinations and someone else's sermon or someone else's teaching, and didn't do your own research. You took it for face value, and it ended up not becoming what you thought it would become to be. Or some of us still have such a strong blind faith that we'll follow it to the end, and Jesus said that's the blind leading the blind. You're going nowhere. So grow in those areas. And the way to do that is not to have that bad energy, or that reversal energy, or your good positive energy into a thing, and it's going to produce that thing for you. So if you take your positive energy and you have a bad seed, you're going to produce a positively good, bad seed producing tree. And it's going to produce fruits of the same kind. It's never going to produce you what we would want to say a good seed. It's going to produce those same bad seeds. So no matter where you are, know that, as I would say, these are rules of Rico Blakeney life. May not make them right to you, but these are the rules that govern my life. So some of the truth and some of the things that I spit to you are all my truths. They're all mine. So even with that, I ask you to take the perspectives and the teachings and the understanding that I have to gain your own, and figure out what part is good for you and what part isn't. It's just like a diet when you deal with spirituality. What works for one person may not work for the next person, because they're not there. They're not capable and able to do it. Um, there were certain things I had to take out of my diet for my health benefit that others can have and continue to do. Some other people can do vice versa. So we have to be able to take our truths and hold them for that, and not to look at anyone else's truth as a lie, because they're walking and living their truth. So one of the things that also brought me to this place is that it's like I say, I came out of the tradition and the religion and out of the formal churches and to what I've known now to be a real church, since my body is the temple of God and it houses the consciousness of God. Then I am the church and I am the building. And stepping away from that other concept, I had to learn to grow that it wasn't everybody's fault. Like I say, I learned from listening from other people too, and learned from self-mastery inside of myself to take the hatred and the dislike from all those things, because it were great people who gave me that, and they gave me the best that they had, and it was their truth, and it worked for them to a certain extent. To how far, I don't know, but it was giving from a great place, and it was their truth. So some people may not get to the point that I get to, or that I've gotten to. And I haven't got to the point where I would say I desire to be yet, because there's a lot of more information and knowledge and understanding given from the consciousness of the God, of the creator of everything, that I have to grow into. But for me in my life, I don't get caught up in too much. I don't care about the outer limits of space or the deepest of the sea and what's going on with humanity and all this other stuff, in a sense, because I'm more focused on me and my self-mastery than how can I affect those that are close to me, my wife, my kids, my grandchildren, uncles, nieces, nephews, or whatever, friends, associates, and those that I don't know. So living in that space, it helps me stay focused on what's more important. I don't want to go through and spend the hours of this life and not achieve what I need to do. And a lot of times we'll do that, getting caught up in worldly things and worldly thoughts. And also religion to have you chasing your tail, from my experience. Everything that you need is within inside of yourself. As I said before, God put his laws on the inward parts of the heart. So search that. As I tell you all the time, no matter if I bring it to you or someone else brings it to you, search it and go within thyself and allow that spirit inside of yourself to tell you what's good for you and what's right for you and what is its truth. As I say, from my studies and my understandings, we go through humanity, we're going to find a piece of truth no matter where we go. And it may not be absolute truth. What I mean by that is that what may be true for someone else may not be completely true for me. There's only some truths in there that I can take and apply to myself, because as I was speaking earlier, my diet, my spiritual diet, only allows me to have certain parts of the truth, and yours is too. One person is not going to have it all. We will be back on the keys to breaking down, keys to unlocking the Bible. We'll be back in those segues. So it's not going to be a quick one. You're not going to get this in 2 or 3 videos. It's going to be pretty detailed, and so just stay along with me through the year and continue to follow and leave your comments, likes, and shares, and your opinions or whatever it may be in your experiences, so as we may be able to help each other out in certain ways. You have to excuse me, it's windy and cold outside, but just stay encouraged and know that your self-mastery does not inquire you to hate. It does not inquire you to dislike. It inquires you to be informed. So anything that you read, the Bible, the Quran, the Kabbalion, the Emerald tablets, the tablets of thought, or whatever it may be, or thought, read it for yourself and make logical decisions, and allow those things to tell you what they're saying outside of what everyone else is teaching you or whatever else. I'm not saying don't take it with you. I'm saying examine it by the spirit within inside of you. The Bible says try the spirit by the spirit. So do the same thing. Try the spirits by your spirit and see if they line up, and if the truth talks to you. Allow yourself to hear, because if you have ears to hear, you're going to hear the truth. And if you have eyes to see, you will. And if you do not, ask for it. Ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And the spirit inside of you will give it to you unbraidedly. Just also ask for the ability to be able to accept the truth for when it comes in. Because it's going to cause offense. And if it causes offense, don't allow it to cause offense towards you or your other brother, our Muslim brothers, our Christian brothers, our Kemet brothers, whatever it may be, our brothers and sisters, our God and goddesses. Uh, don't allow it to push towards their way, but keep that energy bottled up inside thyself, and not to say to hate or dislike ourselves, but to learn from your lessons and dislike the lessons that you didn't do, so you won't repeat them. So if you didn't hear, dislike the not hearing part enough to whereas you will hear next time. And if you didn't see, dislike being blind until you can have your sight, and reverence that it is all our faults. It all falls on us. It doesn't fall on the preacher. It doesn't fall on the monk. It doesn't fall on the rabbi. It doesn't fall on the pope. It doesn't fall in your spiritual teacher. It doesn't fall on the medicine man. It doesn't fall on no one else's but your own. You're the only student. Teacher's inside of you. And a student can only learn. A teacher can't teach, but a student can only learn when he's able or she's able or willing to learn. So be willing to learn so as you can have your self-mastery, and allow that spirit inside of you to roadmap your life and your spirituality. Spend time with them, meditate. Even it doesn't have to be sitting down quiet and things like that. You can shut your mind off or allow that spirit, I would say the God that's always been within inside of me, have impressed his thoughts into my imaginations. And sometimes the thoughts, it would seem that they come from nowhere, but they come from the same source that I am. I am made out of that same energy that God is, and that he put into all of his creation to exist, no matter however or whatever function it may be, from the trees to the rocks to the birds to the humans to the air. We all have that essence of God inside of us, scientifically proven. So be encouraged. And as I say, that's one of my messages I've been trying to get into words to give to you, is to hold yourself accountable. It's one thing that God does. So don't blame religion, don't blame tradition, don't blame any of those things. And get into it, learn it, and get it done for thyself. We love you and we thank you for joining us. Peace, love, and prosperity to each and every one of you that's listening, that's been drawn to the video. Like, share, and comment. Even if you doesn't share it on a platform, take something that you've learned from this inside of yourself and share it with yourself. May the heavens continue to smile on you, as they say in the old Baptist church. May the sun continue to shine on you even in your darkest days. You know, right above the clouds is the sun is still shining. There's still a positive outlook on things. Just be able to lift yourself up and get off your knees and stand above the clouds for what you have been ordained and called to do. Be God and be great at the God that you are, so that the world can see God of your perspective, or the God of your understanding, or the God that they need to see. Love you and have a great day.